Everyone is talking about AI stocks, but almost no one is talking about the infrastructure underneath AI, the power, the cooling, the data centers, and the space systems that make it all work. And historically, that's where the biggest percentage gains come from. In this video, I'm breaking down AI, space, and technology stocks that could see the highest growth potential in 2026 and why most investors won't spot them until it's too late. So let's start with the mistake most people are making. But before we do, remember, welcome to Empower Capital. I'm Sam. Once again, make sure to like, share, subscribe. If you have any questions, put it in the comment section. And remember, this content is for educational purposes only. This is not legal, tax, or financial advice. Make sure to do your own research. All right, let's go. All right, so first thing first, why most investors miss the real winners. When a new tech wave hits, retail investors chase the obvious names, the front end brands. But Wall Street focuses on something different, bottlenecks. Okay, what are bottlenecks? Okay, so like AI demand exploding, right? It causes bottlenecks. Chips alone are not enough, right? Data centers, power, memory, networking, cooling, right? These things are bottleneck right now. So every major tech boom, there's like the railroad boom, oil, the internet, right? These were all booms that has similar situations, right? Rewarded companies that enabled scale during those eras. So let's start with the one with the biggest or the highest growth potential areas. Number one, let's go with the AI infrastructure. Okay, that's another one. Okay, AI infrastructure. So let's look at Vertiv, VRT. That's a stock that Nancy Pelosi has, right? AI servers don't just need chips; they need massive power and cooling, and that's where companies like Vertiv come in. VRT, like I said, Nancy Pelosi has VRT in her. It was disclosed recently. She has it in her portfolio. I think she sold it and repurchased. I don't know, but it's done really well for me as well. So what is that deal with? Right, they deal with power management, they deal with cooling systems, AI data center build out is constrained without them. Okay, and this is why infrastructure stocks often outperform the headline names during expansion cycles. The next one I want to mention is Micron. It's in memory. Every AI model needs memory and lots of it. High bandwidth memory is becoming a critical constraint. So explains the cyclical nature, but explosive upside during demand spikes. Another thing to also talk about is networking and scale. Aristra networks, importance of AI networking. AI isn't just compute, it's connectivity at scale. So by the time we end, we'll see all the stocks that I think are going to do very well. The next one is space. Space is an area like high risk, high rewards. Space stocks aren't about hype; they're about optionality. So Rocket Lab is a big one. RKLB is a ticker, right? So what is that? Launch cadence, government plus commercial contracts, infrastructure, not tourism. This is why many analysts view Rocket Lab as the most legitimate public space infrastructure company outside of SpaceX. So I will mention SpaceX when we get to the end. Stay tuned. Okay, I'm going to reveal another stock that is huge, that's doing really well. And the next one, ASTS, Space Mobile, right? ASTS, the ticker. This is the most speculative stock on the list, but also one of the highest potential upside plays. All right, what do they do? Space to cell connectivity, binary outcomes, while institutions sizes small, but they watch it closely. Okay, and then AI giants with real growth left. Who's that? Nvidia. And we all know Nvidia, the largest company right now by market cap. Even after historic gains, Nvidia is still growing into new markets. Right, the software mode enterprise AI. Why growth slows but doesn't stop? Right, it keeps growing but doesn't stop because they are the leaders in this GPU AI market. Broadcom and Oracle. Okay, what do they do? Do custom AI chips, cloud plus sovereign data. Why institutions prefer predictable cash flows, okay, such as Oracle. And who has the highest growth potential of these? If we're ranking by pure growth potential, speculative space plays, I think AI infrastructure bottlenecks is number, it's up there. All right. If we're ranking by pure growth potential, then we'll say speculative space plays, so probably number one. AI infrastructure bottlenecks, memory and networking, mega cap AI supercomputers, per compounders. All right, I think that'll be the order. But if you're ranking by risk adjusted growth, then we can look at the more safer ones such as Nvidia and so on. But so just wanted to give you that, and then but before we go, I want to mention a few last things there. So the biggest gains of 2026 likely won't come from what's already obvious, but from what becomes essential as the world scales AI data and connectivity. If you understand infrastructure, you understand the opportunity. So the bonus thing I want to give you right now is SpaceX is about to do their IPO sometime this year, probably mid-year. And it's known to be one of the largest IPO ever, valued at $1.5 trillion. So the question is, since they don't have an IPO already, what stocks or what companies or what entities, where can I invest and get exposure to that before the IPO. Because once the IPO goes, let's say, it's hard to get access to it before the IPO. And once the IPO happens, most of the gains is already lifted off, right? So the question, how do you get exposure to that, the largest IPO ever, before the IPO? So I did some research, and I found out that there's a stock called ATS, I believe. I believe that's the ticker, but it's called EchoStar. That's the name of the company. Star. ECHOSTR. It's done tremendous within the past month for me. It just pulled back today with everything going on. Right, so it pulled back, so it's a great buying opportunity. And EchoStar, again, I'm not telling you what to do. This is not financial advice. Make sure to do your own research. This is not financial advice. Okay, it is for educational purposes only. Those are the things that I'm doing. Those are the things I'm looking at right now. Those are very promising areas. And so if you found this valuable, hit the like, subscribe, and comment. All right, which sector you want broken down next? All right, you want me to break down in more detail? All right, let me know in the comments. AI, space, or data centers. Right, or there's other areas as well in stocks. And equities and so on, or even blockchain and digital assets and so on. So let me know in the comment section. All right, take care and stay blessed, and see you next time.